Wilt Chamberlain is better than Michael Jordan and LeBron, the real GOAT? When trying to decide which basketball player should claim the title of greatest of all time, or GOAT, a few names come to mind easily, depending on what you value in your player rankings. If championship wins are the most important stat to you, your GOAT is probably Bill Russell. If your GOAT ranking is more about longevity and well-rounded ability, you'd probably choose LeBron James. If your GOAT is the complete package of championships, stats, accolades, etc., then you would choose either Michael Jordan or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All these big-name GOAT options seem like obvious choices. What about the less obvious choice of Wilt Chamberlain? In this video, you are going to know why you need to give Chamberlain a fair consideration for the GOAT title, or even consider him better than famous names on NBA that are included in GOAT conversations. Let's start. The start of Wilt The Stilt's professional career came allegedly when he went by the name of George Marcus. When Wilt was 16 years old, he joined a professional team, the Pittsburgh Raiders, under a fake name. Chamberlin, or Marcus, dominated, and according to the research done on Reddit, the star scored over 40 points in a game. At the age of 17, he joined the Quakertown Fae and averaged 40.5 points in 8 games, among more eye-popping stats. From there, the big man joined the University of Kansas Jayhawks to play college ball. In his debut game, Chamberlain scored 42 points and had 29 rebounds and 4 blocks. For the rest of his 2 seasons there, he averaged 30 points and 18 rebounds per game. Following his last season at Kansas, the star joined the Harlem Globetrotters for a year. Now, hopefully, you're intrigued by the greatest mythical creature of basketball known as Wilt Chamberlain. He started his NBA career after his 1 year playing for the Globetrotters. In the rookie center's debut, he scored 43 points, nabbed 28 rebounds, and played all 48 minutes. That game would set the tone for the illustrious career of the big man who owns 72 NBA records, most of which are for his impressive ability to score, rebound, and never need a break. For starters, he was probably the most athletic player in NBA history. Along with playing for the basketball team, Chamberlain ran track and field at the University of Kansas, winning the high jump event at the Big 8 Track and Field Championships 3 years in a row. This background made him one of the fastest players in the league. But Chamberlain wasn't just the fastest player. He was also arguably the strongest player the NBA has ever seen. At his prime, he could bench more than 500 pounds and would do tricep extensions at 180 pounds. On top of his speed and strength, you can't forget about his stamina. Throughout his career, he played an average of 45.8 minutes per game, even though a regulation game is only 48 minutes long. Speed, strength, and stamina aside, the hands-down most important skill to have in basketball is the ability to score. Scoring is the goal of the entire game, and nobody was better at scoring than Chamberlain. Chamberlain is one of 2 players in NBA history with a career average of more than 30 points per game. The other is Michael Jordan. Chamberlain has won 7 scoring titles, second to MJ, and owns 5 of the top 6 scoring seasons in NBA history, including all of the top 4. All of this without even mentioning he has the highest scoring game ever, dropping 100 points on the New York Knicks in just his 3rd season in the NBA. Sometimes people try to discredit Chamberlain by saying his playoff points per game goes down from 33.2 when he started in 1960 to a 22.5 career average, and then proceed to call him a choker. Let's look at this myth and pretend for a moment it has some basis in fact. Yes, Chamberlain's career playoff points per game is 22.5, which is much lower than it was when he started, but that's because he changed his style of play multiple times throughout his career. For his first 7 seasons in the NBA, he averaged 39.6 points per game in the regular season. This was over a period of 543 games, 52% of his career, as he played 1,045 total games. In the playoffs, he has 160 career games played and only 52 of them in his highest scoring days. This means only 33% of his playoff games were during his prolific scoring years, compared to 52% in the regular season. In those 52 playoff games, Chamberlain averaged 32.8 points per game, which, if sustained throughout his whole postseason career, would rank 2nd of all time. Chamberlain's scoring average in the playoffs decreased not because he choked, but because he sacrificed his stats to help his team win. Before, Chamberlain was mostly on lower-ranked teams that required him to score as much as possible to win. but from the 1967 season and onward, he was able to score less to still compete. To drive my point home even further that Chamberlain is the GOAT, he is the only center in NBA history to lead the league in total assists. Perhaps Wilt's most impressive season came in his third year in the league. Wilt averaged 50 points and 26 rebounds a game. Blocks and steals weren't recorded back then. He had a crazy 17 offensive win shares and a PER of 32. Unfortunately, Chamberlain didn't win the NBA title that year due to having a weaker supporting cast and facing the legendary Boston Celtics team of Bill Russell. Another season that really shows how talented the big man is his aforementioned 1977-78 season. He averaged an absurd 24 points, 24 rebounds, and 9 assists on his way to winning one of his 4 MVP awards. Aside from LeBron James likely doing it, no non-guard has led the league in assists since Chamberlain did it. Not only that, but Chamberlain's PER that season 24.7 with a strong defensive winning shares rating of 11. One of Chamberlain's nickname is the Record Man, a perfect nickname for a player that holds 68 records by himself, an NBA record in and of itself. Many of these records come not just from his scoring prowess, but also because he is the greatest rebounder. He has the most total rebounds and rebounds per game of all time. Even though I've made it sound like he was, Chamberlain was way more than just the stat sheet, and this should be taken into consideration when awarding him GOAT status. His accolades are up there with the best of them. One of the qualities of a GOAT is to be able to do anything asked of you, and Wilt Chamberlain was a great example of that. He could do unheard of things, like block Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's skyhook and turn up his defense when needed. He could drop 100 points when needed. He could run the offense if the team needed it, grab literally every rebound when asked, and even play just about every minute of every game. Considering all the records he holds, the accolades he has accumulated, and the fact that he is arguably the greatest scorer and rebounder of all time, there is no reason Chamberlain should be disregarded from the GOAT conversation, despite what many people will try to say. Make sure to think of Chamberlain when you think of other NBA greats such as LeBron and MJ. His record speaks for itself, and his skill on the court was unmatched. Make sure to keep posted with our videos to keep yourselves updated with your favorite stars' whereabouts. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more.